makes me want to have a bowl. So we drive on with the news, guys, because we go from the 100 grand in County Offaly to we go to Dundalk. We're in Dundalk District Court. The man has been sentenced to prison for the sale of cannabis. This is in Dundalk, where Paul Agnew, 27 years of age, was charged with having cannabis for sale and supply at Rampart Lane, Dundalk, at his former home, where he was also charged with unlawful possession of the drug on March 12th last year. The court presenter, Sergeant Jimmy McGovern, outlined how the members of Dundalk drug unit stopped the Volkswagen Golf on Rampart Lane and spoke to the two occupants. They detected a smell of cannabis. During the course of the search of the vehicle, they found 2 cling film wrapped packs of cannabis and €200 in cash as well. The defendants were arrested on suspicion of drugs for sale and supply, and when his rented accommodation was searched under the warrant, Gardaí recovered a large quantity of the cannabis in empty deal bags, and also a tick list. Sorry, bud, you got nabbed red-handed. Paul Agnew admitted to supplying the cannabis to a number of people. The court heard that he had no previous convictions. Many people don't have convictions, because the cops, in this case, they just got lucky. The lads were unlucky enough to have a car that was stinking in cannabis. If they had cocaine, if they were selling cocaine, they probably would not have been caught at all, because guess what? You don't get a smell of cocaine no matter how much you have on you from a car, unfortunately, you could have the smallest nodge of weed in your pocket, and it's going to smell like you've got a fucking 20 or 30 plants growing in the back of your car, it's just the unfortunate thing that comes with it, but in this case, anyway, the individual, he was caught with more cannabis back at his house. It doesn't say actually how much he was caught with back at the house, but it says he did have accrue a €3,500 debt, and he had to work at a petrol pump station, a petrol filling station, to pay off this debt. And when he was up before the judge, then the judge said that she did not accept the excuse of dealing to clear the drug debt, because he got caught 2 times. Heard he was up for 2 different cases. She said you should have went and got a second job. Do you know, the judge acts as if it's actually everybody has the ability to go get a second job, cheeky out, she gave the man anyway, the young man, 27 as well, a 4-month prison sentence for one of the sale and supply charges, and marked the rest taken into consideration, and fixed reconnaissance of €500 and a cash lodgement in the event of an appeal being lodged. So a 4-month sentence there for this individual, to us, the taxpayers, that's about €40,000, or just under €40,000. Costs about €100,000 per year per prisoner in Ireland. To put this fella up there now in Cork prison or whatever prison they're going to lock him up in, on average, you could be 30 to 40,000 euro there. We're paying for this, for what? The guy got caught with a bit of weed, in fairness. Come on, get off the stage and leave him alone. It's going to be not too long into the future when this is all going to be legal, and these people are probably might possibly be setting up businesses in their own little area, much like your man Danke Shannon, having a chat with him there yesterday evening, and telling me he was doing this for about 3 years or something like that, has a couple of, 1 or 2 people there that do a bit of work for him. So I was just kind of thinking to myself, that this guy, should he have been afforded the opportunity, could be setting up a legitimate business in his area, employing people from his area too, and be providing a service to the community that's demanded by the community. It's not as if it's something that's not wanted by the community. Cannabis is wanted by the community. Hell, cocaine is even wanted by the community, but that's a conversation for a different day, for a different community. I definitely want to see cannabis legalised and regulated here very soon, and people like the Danke Shannon then afforded the opportunity to legitimise themselves and pay their taxes and pay their dues, and be contributors to society. I'd imagine Danke Shannon probably is not gotten a full-time job there, because what he's doing is probably a full-time job. Like, you know, I didn't get to ask him these questions, like, but, you know, getting into those things, maybe I will have a bit more of a deeper conversation with the guy, and just understand there what's going on in the background, and you know what, that ask him the questions like that, like, what would you legitimize if cannabis was legal? Like, do you want to see cannabis was legal? Well, of course the guy wants to see that, you know. That's why he loves the show, like. So yeah, it'll be an interesting conversation to have there, like, but it'll have to be done anonymously, although some people out there are probably maybe aware of who Danka Shandon already is, might have done some business with the guy, as he's already around for a while. Doesn't operate under that name any longer. But definitely, if people wanted to get in touch with the guy around Cork, drop me a DM, and I can give you his new Addy. Seems like a nice guy anyway. Other people out there, John Finnegan wasn't Olaf the snowman dude from Frozen. He was indeed much nicer than this other Olaf crowd, who were sponsoring, fucking terrorizing our community with these big X-ray fucking machines. Russell Banta, question about the cannabis program. Can you reclaim the cost of the drugs at the end of the year? I am meeting my neurologist tomorrow in Bantry to discuss my application. Not that I'm aware of, Russell. You need to get approval from there's Kenny Tynan will know the name of the guy. Was it Mick Murphy or something like that? Maybe that was for his area. But it's like something medicines reimbursement officer. You have to get in touch with him in order to get reimbursed for the cannabis medicines from the minister. But as far as I'm aware, at least the barrier Kenny ran into, and some of the other patients as well, such as Pamela Fowler there or Pamela Barnes, who for her son, Ryan, she wasn't able to get reimbursed either, because the condition was outside of the 3 conditions that the cannabis was prescribed for. So if it's one of the 3 conditions, medicine-resistant epilepsy, refractory epilepsy, multiple sclerosis, to do with the pain, not the spasticity, and what was the other one? Chemo caused nausea. So those were the 3 things, and refractory kind of chemo nausea as well. So as far as I'm aware, your chronic pain would be outside of those conditions. So unfortunately, they might try to deny you reimbursement, meaning you would have to pay for it yourself. I.e., you are being discriminated against. You know, but that's how I would see it anyway. Like, I wouldn't take it any other way than that. It makes me want to have a bowl.